Hello, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and welcome to January. On January 11th, the nodes of fate will shift after a year and a half from your Aries 4th house of home, who you live with, your ancestral stories, property, land, motherhood, children, and Libra, to, in your 10th house of father figures. It's the legacy that we leave behind. It's the house that you naturally rule. It's a house of fame, status, government, politicians, titles, and marriage. Not in the romantic sense, but like when you become married and you have your 7th and ninth house activation and contracts, you become Mr. or Mrs., for example, to give an example. And now the nodes will be shifting to your Pisces Virgo axis until July 26, 2026. This will be so much better for you, Capricorn, as the nodes of fate will trine and sextile your sun, moon, or ascendant and shift into the north node of destiny, your 3rd Pisces house of, you can get your pen and paper out and pause the video, day-to-day thoughts, local neighborhood, cousins, siblings, childhood friends, social media, elementary education, vehicles, contracts, writing, marketing, self-made wealth, and small business, local travel within your own community, like you can travel by car, by train, plane short distance to another state, for example. And the South Node will go into your 9th house of higher education, foreign travel, doctors, lawyers, gurus, teachers, in-laws, grandchildren, legal payouts, publishing and broadcasting. This is also the house of good karma, to name a few, where in this area you're probably going to have a little bit less energy, where you might have had to let go of some of these things. Maybe you finished university, finished a higher degree. Let me pause the video. Sorry, my dog's shifting around. Okay, you could be letting go of a teacher or a guru, or maybe you're becoming a teacher in your local community or online. You could be writing a book over the next year and a half, so you won't be focused on the publishing part yet. The book writing part comes in like the 3rd house. The publishing part comes after. You can be more focused on those 3rd house matters, like taking short courses, getting certifications. You could be more hungry and like desiring to go after like more of these things, as this house covers like you could want to do herbalism or a book coaching course, take a book coaching course, take a language course, something with hands, because the 3rd house can rule hands as well. It's naturally ruled by Gemini, so anything with handcraft and whatnot. Wherever Rahu, aka the North Node, goes, there's a massive drive and focus, and where the South Node sits, there is like a letting go. One thing I like to point out is that K2, or the South Node, it does not block. That's actually Saturn's job. K2 is the tail of the dragon that sweeps away old karmic stories. It's the node of past lives and where we've been. And the head of the dragon is Rahu. It's an all-consuming, like hungry mouth that wants to devour whatever is in the house that it sits in. And it's very fated with the North Node, and also unfamiliar territory. It can seem scary at first, but it's almost like an invisible string is like pulling you through that house and driving your focus there. Whether you want to or not, this is what's going to happen. The nodes will stay on the Pisces Virgo axis until July 26, 2026, and the energy for the shift actually started to occur with the lunar Pisces eclipse in September. I drew a tarot card for that eclipse for you, and I described it in detail, and I'll link the video in the description box down below, and I'll probably attach it at the end of this video, as well as all the important dates that I will talk about. So don't worry about having to jot down the dates and everything. Since July 2023, the spotlight had been in your Aries 4th house of home and family, and your Libra 10th house of career, and I had mentioned what those areas cover a little bit before. You could have been less focused on career matters, career moves, less public, more focused on your family, or even working from home, establishing a home-based business. You can take what you've learned from your South Node, wherever it sits, and use it to the benefit in the opposing house that the North Node is in. For example, like let's say you spent many years working for a home design company. Libra 10th house can roll over home design, art, anything Venusian for a career, for example, because Libra is ruled by Venus, or even law, or a big law firm. And since the nodes were in these houses, maybe by now you went out on your own and you are working from home by now, or you left a big company to go work for yourself. You could have moved for a career to somewhere closer to your home, or taking a different job that gives you more opportunity and time to focus on your home and family, or just more freedom, maybe a couple days at your brick and mortar building job, and then, the other half of the week at home. Just throwing out some examples. The Aries 4th house is ruled by Mars, and Mars builds and renovates, demolishes, etc. You could have had additions to your home or built a home office. Family stories could have come up to be healed, as an example. And if this wasn't for you, it could have been for actually another person in your home, within the family. Don't worry if you don't feel you had accomplished a 4th house dream yet. You actually could have also moved home. But there will be one more solar eclipse in Aries on March 29th at 8 degrees, affecting you most with Libra Aries placements from 4 to 14 degrees, or in Cancer. You, Cancer, Libra, and Aries are the 4 cardinal signs of the zodiac. You guys are very much the leader signs. This eclipse brings something new in, as all solar eclipses do, and they're generally pretty positive. And this energy will stay with you for 6 months following that eclipse to wrap up the story by October at the Aries full moon. And this Aries 4th house energy remains quite prominent for years to come, as Saturn and Neptune will move out of Pisces and into that 4th house. Neptune moves in on March 30th, right after the eclipse, and then Saturn follows suit on May 24th. They will actually form a conjunction at 0 degrees in Aries, which represents the Fool card in the tarot. The Fool is all about new beginnings, hope, and faith in the universe. It's actually a very positive card, and it's like going somewhere you've never gone before. So this conjunction can reveal where more work needs to be done if you haven't done so already. It will happen this spring before retrograding back into Pisces, and then it will go back into this conjunction again next February 20th, 2026. So you have ample time to see where, if there's any fixing that needs to be done or course correction in order to attain some 4th house dream. Alternatively, if you've been working on that, you could see something materialize, in that 4th house realm. You could start the process now to build a new home, for example, and it may become a reality by the next conjunction next year. I see Saturn Neptune conjunctions actually is kind of positive. I don't know if all astrologers do, but I see it as a dream meeting the reality, and I don't think that you would be nervous about this at all, because you are ruled by Saturn, and wherever Saturn grows, it's important to pay attention to. Your attention will firmly be on 4th house matters. But as you already know, because you are Saturn, he delivers nothing without hard work. But Capricorn, probably the hardest working sign of the zodiac, and you may even enjoy it. When you do the work, there's always a reward. Again, you know this. I don't need to tell you this. It's usually something that's solid and long-lasting. Jupiter will move into your opposite sign of Cancer in June, which is your sign, your house of the other, to stay for the rest of 2025 and going into 2026. And we'll be in that 7th house, trining all of your other water houses, such as your 4th house, where the node, Neptune, and Saturn and Pisces will be currently. Jupiter will trine all those planets and the North Node as well. But also trine your fortunate good luck house of hopes, wishes, and dreams, large groups and networks, the 11th house of Scorpio. Jupiter touching these houses can look like you or a serious partner in business or love, starting a home-based business, maybe something internet-related or where you can earn money from foreign shores like PayPal, Stripe, etc. But your banking and bank account can grow in a massive way, since the ruler of your 11th house is Pluto, and Pluto has, thank God, moved off of your 1st house, Sun or Moon, and into Aquarius, your 2nd house of income and bank accounts, land and property. Pluto is the multi-millionaire. Also, I have to mention the 2nd house. Again, it could be a family business, because 2nd house rules immediate family. You could be joining an investment group, maybe land investments or IT, new tech companies, etc., like with a small group of friends is a possibility. And again, there's a foreign element to it, since Jupiter rules that 12th house. 12th house is foreign shores and land. These are only a few examples of many. I could talk to you, Capricorn, about, this movement for you all day into the night for days on end. There's always so much to talk about with astrology. Either way, Jupiter moving into the 7th will bring a healing or good luck and expansion, as it is exalted in Cancer. Also to business endeavors, close partnership, or even a new serious partner in love, could come into your life for a whole year starting in June. There will be a North Node Saturn conjunction beginning at the end of this March, exact April 18th through the 22nd, and felt until the end of May, in Pisces, in your 3rd house of local neighborhood and community. Neptune will be there too, but kind of far degree-wise-ish. This could look like a chance to solidify something destined in that third house area. Maybe beginning a writing project, a book you'll later publish. It could be an ebook, as the third can represent technology as well. You could be beginning a learning course that can give you new skills. I forgot this before, but the third house represents handcrafts. So you could start painting, for example, or making things with your hands, or maybe I did mention that. You could be learning piano, and at first with Saturn here, it can seem hard or tedious, but when he leaves, you will have learned quite a bit. Also, Rahu speeds up timelines, so you could learn a lot quicker than you thought and become very proficient. Language, if I didn't mention that, you can also write a fantasy screenplay, work with the visual arts. Instagram, you could take courses on marketing, Instagram, camera, film. If there had been restrictions in your third house area since Saturn had moved in, it could have depressed your thoughts more, but Rahu coming here will break things up, shake things up, speed things along in a timeline, and kind of bring fresh, exciting energy into this area. The third house rules those day-to-day thoughts and thinking, and that's why I think maybe your thoughts could have been a little bit more down since Saturn moved into this house. And that, Saturn moved in, I think it was March 2023. It can kind of shake you loose from limiting thoughts during this time period. The North Node, again, can help us jump ahead, so to speak. So I think exciting times are ahead. Please let me know how this plays out for you, Capricorn. Take care, and we'll see you in February.